Prague Tower here, Oscar Kilo Mike Yankee, Quebec.
Oscar Kilo Mike Yankee, Quebec. Here, Prague Tower, go ahead.
12,000 feet. Instructions to enter the cloud.
Roger, clear to enter the cloud. Air pocket on your 12. Report en route.
Roger.
To be continued on 12th December 2020.
Hello and welcome to our key Showtime event of this year.
Hello everyone, let me welcome you at today's webinar. As you have seen at the beginning, we actually started the very same way as we started 4 years ago, when our CEO Martin Janusz was showing the new product that's been added to our portfolio, the MyQ Roger. And today, at the day of the celebration of its 4th birthday, we are just here to show you what was the journey with MyQ Roger, what are we going through, and definitely what you can expect in the following months and years. So you will see how the product will grow and how it will help you and your customers. Together with me, as you can see, is Martin Janusz, now our CEO and visionary behind the MyQ Roger. So I cannot imagine anyone better to actually be speaking about the MyQ Roger, its vision and everything behind that. Hello, Martin. Welcome to the studio.
Hello. Thank you for the invitation and welcome everyone.
So, 4 years ago, what happened? Why we came with a new product like MyQ Roger? Because, you know, there's been product on the market almost 15, 14 years, the MyQ. Why such a change? What happened?
Yeah, if I remember well, it was deeply when the pandemic hit us all.
Yeah.
And, you know, in that time, we realized that we have really great product, which really works perfectly and smoothly and in every office. But the trouble was that offices were closed.
So yeah, so nobody was able to work with the machines, but they still needed or wanted to process their documents, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And you still remember probably that it started to be a time of home offices.
Yeah.
We couldn't travel a lot, but it changed, of course, after the pandemic. But as I told, 4 years ago, the deep pandemic, and it inspired us that we need to develop something new, which could work not only in the office, but also at home or on your road trips.
Right, so does that still keep the printer in the equation, or does that change in a way?
I think it definitely has been developed a lot, but the main concept, which is focused on users, and which is focused on those 3 environments, which are quite integrated right now, because you really work not only in the office, but also at home or somewhere in the co-working space when you are, or in the hotel and everywhere where you are. So this started to be a standard of our daily activities. And MyQ Roger, which was designed for such an environment, is still one of the best solutions you can use everywhere.
Right, that's a very strong statement, but we'll definitely can back it up with the data. Now, one more thing. I've heard a lot of things like, is that an X in the cloud? Or is it something completely different?
It's definitely not. It's definitely not. We didn't want to develop something which we already had. So later, probably we will speak more about the concepts, and we will really show you how to let's say categorize those 2 products and how different they are. So both of the products can work in the cloud.
Okay.
Both of the products can be installed and used from the cloud. Some of those products can be used also on-premise as MyQ. But this is usually the main confusion for many customers, because they are looking for the, let's say, cloud solution, but they don't know anything about the single tenant or multi-tenant architecture. And this is the main thing which differentiate our product.
All right.
But we will speak later.
We'll speak about it later. So before we'll actually jump into that part, let's summarize the mission, a vision, what is behind MyQ. So if you don't mind, I will just share the screen again so everyone can see what we will be talking about. So what's the vision behind the MyQ as a company, the whole products and everything we have in our portfolio?
So we have developed a simple mission which respects everything what we do, and it's based on this simple formula that we really want to respect people. We respect people, and we want to provide the product which will be used by respected people. So this is everything what we do is somehow integrated and implemented in our products. Why we are stick with this formula? It's simple because from the beginning, we didn't want to bother users, but we wanted to help them finish tasks earlier, faster, and with higher security.
So basically also fighting something like that, there's some solution that's been pushed on us and we have to use it. It annoys us, but management wants it.
Yeah.
So basically giving the users the tools that will actually help them, not annoy them.
Absolutely. When we started in 2007, I guess, it was a time when this environment and requests were really changing. So in that time, it really worked to install some product which will restrict users, which would control them, But today, their salary is much more higher than the price of the toner or any paper. So and the printer volume is decreasing automatically because we don't need to print that much like 15 years ago. Maybe we need to more do the scanning tasks, but let's speak later.
All right.
But important thing is that based on those facts, users really needs to be more efficient than to be more controlled.
Yeah, of course. You just need the right tools to do your job and do that efficiently without the human error, which could be in the equation, basically erasing that by just providing them the exact tools that will do it quickly and easily. And that, I believe, is one of the main missions of MyQ. We're respecting the people, we're respecting their needs, respecting their time, and giving them the tools to be efficient and to be happy because, we're in the job like 8 hours a day at least. So we don't want to be bothered by something that is annoying.
That's the point.
All right, so let's get to the vision.
So vision is with us again more than 15 years. And we realized when we started, we were really a small company with a few persons only. Today, we have more than 140. So we expanded our team, but we still remember how fragile and how limited resources we had in the beginning. And to be able to compete against bigger companies, we realized that we needed and we have to be still faster, smarter, and do everything with the maximum power and with the maximum passion.
That's actually represented by this logo that was released on the anniversary of the company, right?
Yes.
So we have to be hungry, but at the same time humble, and we have to really think forward to what the market will need, how we can react to those needs, and how we can deliver exactly what the market needs for their I will be repeating again, needs, but that's the thing. The users have their own needs and we have to help them to fulfill them as quickly as possible. Anything else you would like to say about the company values?
I think we spoke enough because our time is limited today. So let's jump into the main topics.
All right, cloud offering. So basically, you've already touched on it briefly at the beginning. Cloud. It's a buzzword almost. You hear it everywhere, every time. Everyone in our industry is talking about a cloud. But I believe, I believe you can confirm that we kind of get an impression that not everyone really understands what they talk about.
Yeah. Let me introduce our concept, our, let's say, idea about the platform we are working around and we are working on, and why we have currently 2 products and why we are heavily working on the 3rd one, which will be introduced very soon.
The 3rd one on a go. Nice. Well, now, I will not interrupt you. Let's focus on that. Basically, everything is here on the slide.
So as I told in the beginning, usually people started to think about the cloud product. And on the market, it started to be really unclear what is cloud and what is not.
Yeah.
Our MyQ, our flagship, it started in 2007, as I told. So we launched the first release 15 years ago. And of course, in that time, all the products were only on-prem. So something which needs to be installed on the server, maintained, and used, of course. Usually, the usage is always for one dedicated customer because it's normal. He was the owner of the server.
Yeah, basically you've got it there. Everyone prints through it, and like you said in the beginning, it's about the control.
Absolutely.
So we need to know who's printing what. We need to secure our documents so they will not come into wrong hands. These kind of things are like the main things for such installation.
Sure. And if you look at the size of the customer, so our product was that easy that it could be installed, by the very small company and be maintained and used. And later on, we added so many enterprise-rich features. So even large enterprises with 100,000 users, we are satisfied with what we could offer through MyQ. But now back to the topic.
Yeah.
So is MyQ the cloud product?
I believe it is.
I can absolutely agree with you. Why? Because MyQ can be easily installed on the cloud environment. Currently, it's called like a private cloud. So the server is not anymore in your building. It can be in Microsoft Azure or wherever.
AWS or in the Google
Of course,
Cloud,
wherever. And you can install the product there and use it privately for your company. So it's totally a cloud product. What is coming in the next year? We want to make it even more easier, and we want to make easier installation and usage of such a product, because currently, if you install the product in the cloud, you need to create VPN.
You have to VPN connection to your network to make sure everything is secured.
Sure.
But that's basically a tax for security, isn't it?
It is. And I'm not the expert of security. We can probably talk to another guy who is sitting in our company. But important fact is that there is a solution how to avoid VPN and how to still exchange all the information on the same security level.
So you're saying, if I understand it properly, is that the MyQ as it is will be available as a fully cloud-based product without any VPN required.
That's what they are doing right now.
Right.
And since this architecture will be completely changed or improved, we will launch it as a third product, which will have the name MyQ Next.
Okay, so basically it will be overlapping those two worlds.
Yes.
The one which we call a single tenant, where it is used by a single company, probably in their cloud or on-premise, but at the same time they need to be able to work remotely on different brands or on different parts of the world. So you will have a tool that allows exactly that, to work, for example, from US and Europe using one server.
Sure. So far, we talked about the world which is connected with single tenant concept.
Yeah.
So all the resources, the server, whatever you use, is dedicated just for one customer. It's good for large customers or mid-sized customers, or even small customers when they already have their resources like servers, etc. But it's not so convenient for new startups who probably didn't invest into the server environment, because everything is in the cloud. So they use Microsoft products in the cloud. They use ERP, CRM, everything in the cloud.
Nothing
They don't have the server. They don't have even the people who are able to install, maintain,
That's a
and
good point.
secure.
Good point. A lot of things are being outsourced, and even the big corporate accounts are now hiring companies to provide these services, to get IT, to get networking and everything. They don't have it on site in-house.
Absolutely. And another thing is, if you have a lot of printing devices, then MyQ still can be provided as a service, or MyQ Next can be provided as a service in the future, even on public cloud basis. But if you have only one printer, or if you don't have any printer, MyQ is not the right solution for you. In that case, we have MyQ Roger, because MyQ Roger is fully public cloud solution. One thing. Second thing, it's completely designed for multi-tenant environment. It's a world when the resources are shared among all the users, all the customers, different companies. So it means your data they are safe. They are dedicated just for you. But the resources and computer power is of course shared for all the customers. And what does it mean? We can save then costs, and we can then provide the solution even for smaller companies
All right.
without any limits.
So basically, they don't need the hardware, they don't need the networks, everything. They just need to be connected to the cloud.
Yes.
But on the other hand, you say that it's, it's perfect for these small companies, right? Because, if I've got 2 printers and traveling agents, I don't need any hardware. I don't want to be bothered by that. I just would like to let them work whenever they are. But it kind of indicates that the Roger would be only for the small and middle-sized business. Is that true?
That's not true, because there are also huge companies who are much more focused on the things which MyQ Roger can offer exclusively because of this concept, and they don't need 1,000 of other advanced features which are already developed in MyQX, and they are focused much more on the things or on the environment where they connect all the offices around the world, to one multi-tenant solution with one simple reason, because they can control the printing and they can provide flexibility to all the users to make the scanning very efficiently and very, very securely.
So technically, if you will visit our guys in America with your phone, you'll be able to print on their devices.
That's one example which fits to this vision.
Right, and one last thing here. Why we have added this line at the bottom? What does that mean? How that connects to MyQX, MyQ Roger, and potentially MyQ Next?
There is one purpose why to speak about it, because we have integrated all those products into our Salesforce, which we use internally for our company purposes. So we have our ERP, CRM, license server, and all other support portals integrated in our Salesforce. And for our customers and partners, we have gates through the portals where they can simply manage their projects.
So generally one ecosystem controlled from one entry point.
Absolutely. But what does it mean? If you want to create new project for your new customer, you can just do a few clicks. You will immediately receive everything you need for activation the product or installation the product. It depends which product you select. Of course. And then you have a complete control of all the licenses and environment which you provided to such a customer. So whenever you need to prolong the subscription or add more licenses, whatever you want, you can do on one single point. And this is our sales and support portal.
That's nice. So definitely one ecosystem. So one more thing before we will jump into another topic. Let me quickly summarize off what we've been talking about the whole ecosystem of MyQ. Because here are basically the key features of the system. And we're now talking about both X and Roger. Now, as it was mentioned by Martin, we started as a company working with printers, with a print management. But logically, all that evolved, going through the scanning workflows, document processing, analysis of the document, about the resiliency, about being able to work from whenever I am, to being able to control, to being able to even get the information out of the document. So using some external tool like advanced OCR to simply process what I'm working with and do it efficiently and fast. And all that with a respect to the users. Because what we want is our users to enjoy the work with our products the same way we are enjoying developing them and preparing all these nice features for them.
Yeah, I couldn't say it better. I think we are not here to describe all the functions and all the unique things we have in both products. You can just see that both products are based on the really wide concept where we cover all those 5 pillars, which sometimes are covered by more than one product. So the best benefit for the customer is that there is one environment, one product, one ecosystem, one knowledge they need to develop to use and work with all those areas.
Very nice. So let's go forward. If we would talk about the market and competitive position, what we would say, would be the main thing we should share with our community?
Yeah, as I said, we could list thousands of special features, but important thing is to look at the market, which is described, for example, by G2 portal, and you can see that even on this portal we were recognized as one of the leader on the print management solution segment. But important thing is that if you look at the print management category, there are plenty of other competitive solutions, right?
Yeah.
So we are, let's say, on the top level with others. But much more important thing is when you look at the scan management category, because we are again covered or in the area of momentum leaders, right? So, and here they are completely different solutions, which usually you need to install, learn, and maintain in your company. So if you really want to have one integrated suite for all the 5 pillars or areas we discussed on the previous slides, you can see that MyQ can be a really comfortable and easy to use solution, which will solve your pains.
All right, that's nice. Now, that was for the introduction, and I believe it's a time to go deeper into that. And let's speak about that in much more details, because now we're celebrating the 4th anniversary of Roger. And for that, I will take the word for a moment to just show quickly the 2 main concepts with the Roger. Now, the first one, let's say we'll be talking about the typical worker working 9 to 5 in their office. They don't need anything fancy. They just need to be able to work efficiently doing their job. And for that, we've got plenty of tools. And again, I will not be explaining all these options. Work, even remotely, using tools like the Universal Print. We can be working just with one machine because we can spool the files on the hard drive of the machine where it will stay, right?
Right.
So we can use our cloud storages. And that's one of the important things we would like to mention here when it comes to the mobile. Because we're talking about the cloud storages, and that's actually the way MyQ Roger can print when you are there working with the system. Because if you are on a mobile phone, it's completely different, right? When we are there comparing it to the on-prem solution, when you've got some storage, some printing queue. But here, it's about the cloud. And the most important thing about MyQ Roger I would like to highlight as part of this is that we work with your data, but we're not working with the physical copies of the data. You're still in a full control. So if we would get rid of these, the heavy components of the slides, the only thing that will stay are the places where your data are located. So it's your computer, it's your printer, your mobile phone, or the cloud storage you use, and probably pay for it. So it's still in your control. So one important message I would like to highlight here is that the MyQ Roger is really about security. It's fully cloud-based, but you are still in control of all your data. Can you agree with that?
I can agree, and I can add maybe one important thing, that your data, especially your documents, are always stored in a very secured and trusted endpoints. So, for example, if you use OneDrive or Google Drive, your documents stays there until you want to print them or do some operation with them. But our applications and our environment is not responsible for the storage and security of those documents. And this is really important for every customer, because at first they already pay for this storage. So we don't want to bother them with another additional fees for another storage of the same thing. Second thing, whatever happened, their documents are safe in their environments, which is already used by the customer. So we are responsible only about the better efficiency and better integration of all those different, let's say, worlds and devices. And one more thing, that from the beginning, we have spoken about mobile-centric concept.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's important that our concept really counts on this scheme, but we don't need mandatory have the mobile phone in the usage of MyQ Roger. Yeah. So you can use it without the mobile phone, or you can use it without the printer, just only
Just the
or
phone.
write only with the mobile phone. Why? Because the mobile phone can do the scanning for you, can increase your efficiency with the scanning, even if the printer is not available or nearby.
That's what we will actually show at the end, right? Well, which will be a little bit more powerful than it was so far.
Absolutely.
Now, one more thing, I would like to a little bit object to what you say, or maybe not object, but one thing, why I personally think the mobile application is so important. Like you said, it's not an element which would be necessary. But on the other hand, we are working with the cloud storages. We're working with the OneDrive, where we probably have an important document. And using a PIN or password to access actually a OneDrive, because what MyQ can do, it can allow you to browse your cloud storage. Do you think it's still secured using just a simple PIN to get access to all the data?
So imagine if you want to open your mobile phone, usually there are some biometric things which are used. Nowadays, usually your Face ID. Yeah. So it's almost impossible to open your phone without your face and without your life status.
Yeah, right.
But if you go to the printer where is no camera, and if you insert whatever long password or PIN, even if 12 characters,
Can be really stolen and annoying to actually use it.
yeah, because I can watch,
Yeah.
I can remember, or there can be some security camera which will
We'll
watch.
record it.
And
Yeah.
after that, someone can replicate your login procedure and can access all your documents through the printer and print them and study them later. So definitely, if you use all those elements, including the mobile phone, we can increase the security and keep your basically two-factor authentication.
Actually, I would say even multi-factor, not only two. Because now with the integration of the MAM and MDM, where we can control it using the Intune with the conditional access, not only that you have to use a Face ID to get into your mobile, but even that the actual application can be restricted and controlled by these policies. For example, letting you in only if you use the MS Authenticator to log in. So again, it's another level of security. So we can have multi-level security to get in your device, especially if you're working with some confidential documents. So what I want to say, what we want to say, is that you don't need the mobile. We're not forcing you on that. But I would say we kind of recommend that at least think about this, about the potential enhanced security you can get just by using the mobile application, even if it would be only the additional security token you would put into this whole process. Now, one more thing I would like to mention is the business for organizations for whom the Roger is intended. As it was mentioned in your part of the presentation, we spoke about it's more for smaller companies where simply they don't want to be bothered by additional hardware. They just would like to have everything available. They will rent the service, connect their machine, and then they work. But at the same time, and I can confirm that by one of the accounts I have the honor to take care of, that we can even use it with big organizations with over 50,000 users, where they work securely and work all over the globe just by using Roger remotely. So, as you can see, it's for any size of the business. It's not only for the small ones, but also for the big accounts.
I would make it maybe even more complicated or more wider.
Which is?
Because I think that you could put there even a smaller customer, which is just one user without the printer.
Right, so using all the nice scaling features, OCR to be efficient.
Absolutely, and for free.
All right.
So we don't ask any money to install our mobile application and start to use it for your private usage or even commercial usage. If you want to use it just for your more efficient scanning and enjoy all the workflows you can define and automate all the tasks you are doing every day with the paper documents, you can do it. You can simply download from Apple Store or Google Play and start to use without any subscriptions, payments, and anything. It's our investment into the product, because we really want to provide something which will be heavily used by the users and which will really save their time. And we know that in some parts or in some cases, they will come back to us. They will tell about this product even in the office environment. And in that time, we are able to provide commercial licenses for the control of all the printers and integrated all the tasks in one ecosystem, which is driven by MyQ Roger.
All right, that's an interesting one. Now, one more thing I would like to ask you is, as we're talking about all these users, now, is it not just a nice idea? We're talking about, mobile phones and thing, because what we got when we initially in 2021 started, contacting customers, partners, and persuaded them or tried to persuade them to work with the mobile application of Roger. The common feedback was like, we cannot use it, we don't want to use it. Is there any growth in the amount of applications actually used by the customers? Or is it kind of a stagnating, and we can say that mobile app is only an add-on to MyQ?
It's definitely not only add-on, because we are adding more and more features which can work even without the printers, and our users already started to find the benefits. And we could again speak about all the let's say features one by one, but results are much more important.
So let's look at them. Let me just show the graphs. So what you can tell us about the results?
Yeah, this is definitely when we celebrated the first year of MyQ Roger on the market, and you can see that if you look at all other, let's say, competitive solutions, they had the similar application downloads on Google Store and App Store. Of course, unfortunately, we can't check the status on the App Store, but Google Play is visible to everyone. So you can always check number of downloads, of all the competitors and all the
solutions.
So 3 years ago, 1 year after we launched the product, we were all below 10,000 downloads. 2 years later, so in the end of last year, 2023, you can see the gap we created between our solution, MyQ Roger, and all other cloud competitive solutions. And today, 1 month ago now, especially when I had a name day.
That was a nice gift. Right?
I received a nice gift because on 11th of November, I checked the status and there was 1 million downloads at our application. And you can see now the gap, that the highest results from other competitive solutions are below 50,000 downloads.
So huge difference.
It's not 10 times, but 20 times more than all others.
So definitely it's not an add-on, and definitely not an application that it can be used only throughout the COVID. Because, like you said at the beginning, it was developed for COVID and kind of used at that time. But this kind of proves a completely different story.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can see the result. And we are really grateful for such a achievement. And for us, it's a huge responsibility to keep our work focused on those pillars and to improve our concept to gain even more happy customers and users.
Now, I know we had additional topics on the list which we could cover, but unfortunately we're running out of time. So I believe, as we are here, that is a time to actually announce the most important thing, why we think that it will not stop at 1 million downloads, and it will go much, much farther. And the functionality is, and I'll leave it to you to say that.
It's AI. And now
what that means,
maybe everyone thinks, another buzzword. So they will have something which everyone talks about. But yeah, the true fact is that we are going to be the first solution again to have something which all other solutions forgot to offer. And it's an integration of the current AI tools like ChatGPT or Gemini later.
Right. So maybe time for a little demo. I believe we should do it. So for that, I have prepared a few little things. some additional stuff, some, let's say, types of documents we can work with, on which we can actually show what the Roger can do. So before that, let me first share my phone here if it will decide to work. We are. So what you can see now on the screen is the actual phone which I'm now controlling. And the first thing I'll do is, of course, use the Roger. So here we are. You know it. It looks exactly like that. But what you don't know, what you have not probably seen, is that this new thing, which is now below the printing queue, and that's the option to get the ChatGPT on MyQ Roger. You can activate it here, or even if you go to the settings, there's an option Premium, which also allows you to activate this functionality, which will now become part of your scanning workflows. So let's get my trial. Here we are, subscribed and ready. So, like I said, it's for scanning, and we're now scanning with the mobile. I've got here a few types of the documents, and each of them will serve us in a different way to prove how powerful it could be. So, Martin, you started working with the Japanese company in the past. Actually, your family started in the 90s, or maybe even before that. So I believe you encountered a lot of Japanese documents in the past and had to be translated. With MyQ Roger, that could be even easier. That's why I've got here some document in Japanese. Not sure what exactly that is, but MyQ Roger will tell me. So what we can do is just go and create new workflow. Let's give it a name. Let's AI translate. And I like the red one. Go in here. I would like to get that to my OneDrive. And if I scroll down, because I've activated this nice new feature, I can just activate this new switch.
That's simple.
That's simple. And even easier is to actually use it. So I've got three options. We prepared two basic options we thought that will be really handy. So to summarize a document, because if you there and you need to read something, I don't know, on a meeting, you just would like to get the contents quickly to be able to react on that. And the second one is then to translate. Now, the third one, which is a little bit more interesting, I will just save it for later. So let's go for the translate. And what I would like to translate is to English. The document will be, in my case, in Japanese. Sometimes it's good to help the solution to make it faster. It would handle it even without it, but if you will just give this information, it just does that faster for you. And now, time to execute, time to scan our Japanese document. I'm not the best photographer. So here we are. You can see, for me, it is a complete gibberish, like the leaves of tea, and I don't want to, offend anyone. I just simply do not understand that. Our Japanese colleagues would be, I'm not. That's why I've got Roger. So it will first recognize the text using the integrated OCR. And now let's translate it to English. I'm afraid some of the words were not really translated, but generally we can say that the rest of the document is about, the topics we've been talking about today, about the differences between the multi-tenant, single-tenant, so basically a topic that the MyQ Roger is about. And then when it's translated, I can just use this icon in the top right corner to just copy it and send it somewhere else, or add it as additional part of the very document I've been working with. Continue, save, and I've got it. The original, even with the translation.
And for the next repeated action, you can just click on the button and do everything what you right now set up.
That's right here. AI Translate is my document now, and if I'll use it again, you can see it's using from Japanese to English. And I can use it by just clicking on the button. Same way, we can use the other options. And I'm afraid we will have to skip one because we're already almost at the end of the time. So let's use the last one I was keeping as the last one. That's the prompt, my favorite. Because, if it's not enough to get it translated or summarized, sometimes you would like to give the AI your own command, which We did it yesterday with Martin, prepared an option to categorize a document, basically scanning our receipts from different vendors, just to be able to then put them into our invoicing system to get that accounted properly. So what we want is to find out what type of document that is and what is the total amount. And let's do it right now.
By the way, especially this activity is a nightmare for me, you know?
Yeah.
First of all, I don't have eyes like 20 years ago. So when I need to look at some parameters of such a bill, sometimes it's very difficult. And when I need to categorize those documents before I provide them to our accountant department, you know, sometimes it's a task because you have 20 or 30 of papers, and sometimes they are even very, very unreadable. So it's a very complicated thing. My life can be much more easier when I can do the scanning immediately when I receive the bill, when I can't receive, you know, online or emailed version. And my life can be much more easier when I can do the scanning immediately when I purchase something, digitalize the bill, recognize the bill, and do maybe even some advanced tasks with the bill or with the document, and send it automatically to the appropriate endpoint, for example, our accountant department.
So, like that, pretty easy in just a few steps. And because we've got the prompt saved, we can use it again anytime in the future. So once it's there, out there in the product, which will be, I believe, pretty soon, because this is just a little demo, but as you can see, it already exists. So it just has to go through our QA to make sure that's really ready for the market. We will then pretty soon release it, and we are really keen on your feedback, what you will say, and what nice prompts you will actually come with to, you know, process your documents.
Yes, I can agree with you. I need to add that this is just the appetizer of our new area of functionalities. So you can even right now start to think what you would like to do with the documents, and we can simply, or you can simply create those powerful workflows based on our MyQ Roger application and integration with ChatGPT and maybe further in with Gemini. So we just started a new time where your documents will be treated much more efficiently, much more securely, and you will receive much more than just PDF copy of the document.
That's right.
That's our mission.
That's our mission. And as we said before, our development teams are really working to add more and more features to make it one of the most powerful apps, and to be not only 1 million download, but even more. That means more than million, you know, really satisfied customers. And now we're running out of time. You can also see that we're not alone here. Bessie has joined us.
Hello, Bessie.
Hi, my two people. How are you doing?
And I believe it's the time to actually do one last thing of today's event, and to have a little toast. To MyQ, to MyQ Roger, and to you as our partner community. So, do we have the wine somewhere?
I'm going to bring it right away.
Right, thank you very much. So like I said, it's the right time to have a toast to what we have achieved. But that's just a way which is behind us. It's more a toast to the future, the things that will be brought and what will be shown on the market to make your customers as efficient as possible and happy using our products.
Yeah, I can only add that it's our real honor that we already inspired and gained more than 1 million users working with our MyQ Roger application. And I strongly believe that we will, together now with a new AI integration, we will find another 10 of million users which will appreciate our effort and which will use MyQ Roger because they want to work with the documents around them more efficiently and more securely. That's the mission, why we are here, why we are listening to your requests. And we really wish you more time, which you can use for better activities than some bureaucracy around the document.
Yeah, no one wants to waste that time standing in front of a machine looking for options, because, you know, they can spend their time in a completely different way with your friends or doing another task, being efficient, being happy. Thank you. Thank you all for joining us today. And as Bessie comes back again, it's actually time for the real toast.
Here's
Thank
you.
one for you,
Thank you.
one for you.
So,
So,
The best for all of us next year.
the best for all of you.
thank you so much.
Have a great day.
Have a great day.